Great too. All good, sure.
Very
Today I
nice.
bought a bike, and now it's outside my house, and yeah, I
Who bought
decided to.
the
Sorry?
house? Who bought the house?
No, sorry. I bought a bike,
Ah, you
and now
bought
it's
it. You bought it.
yeah, I bought it
Oh, very nice. You're gonna do some exercise, cycling.
a little bit. Sure, I think that it's necessary.
It is. Are you still go to the gym?
Yes, yeah, of course. That's a part.
Fantastic. Well, that's excellent. Excellent. I found a group of Argentinian comedians which are just hilarious. They're just amazing. I don't know, probably you don't know them because they are from your parents are my generation, but they are just hilarious. They make you laugh every chapter. They are small chapters. I'm just gonna give you the reference. I'm not gonna give you. We're not gonna watch their their videos.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe in the afternoon or sometime you can take a look at them. Ask your parents if they know them
Yeah, of
because
course.
they're just great. They're called Les Luthiers. Maybe I don't know. You know them,
Lebu,
but
lebu,
probably
Lebutiers?
Les Luthiers. Les Luthiers.
Lex Luthiers.
Let me
It's
send you
a
them.
musical group.
Yeah, Argentinian. Although the name
Mm,
sounds French,
yeah,
but they are Argentinian. They make lots of. They used to make lots of numbers, and they're comedians. But they're very ingenious. For me, they're fantastic.
I'm gonna see it. Sure, thank you.
Not
It's
everyone
necessary.
likes them, but I like them a lot.
Yeah, it looks that it's an Argentinian group, musical, humoristic, and they were very popular in their country and in other Spanish countries.
Yeah, they're fabulous, fabulous. You're gonna love them because they're very ingenious, very creative, and they're not vulgar or gross. Now they are like ingenious. They are like clean, well humored. I think they're probably up to now the best comedian group that I have seen. But of course,
Really?
That's a subjective
Yeah, I
thing.
know. Wow.
You need to watch them and see if you like them.
Yes, sure. I'm gonna watch them. Thank you.
Okay, Mickey. Yeah, no problem. There are some words that I'd like us to practice for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
These are words that have the ending "ture," like Ture, and let's take a look at these words. Okay, here. Let's see how we pronounce these words using the ch: adventure, architecture, agriculture. Can we practice these words, Mickey, please?
Yes, sure. Um, Adventure, architecture,
Yes.
agriculture, literature, sculpture, vulture, uh, furniture,
Furniture,
furniture, temperature, uh, miniature, and creature.
creature. Exactly, exactly.
Creature.
Very good. Let's make one or two sentences with trying to include as many words as possible in one line. For example, I'm going to try to make one. It's very basic. In my last adventure, I saw a great piece of architecture that I had read in my literature uh, until I found a vulture which, due to the high temperature, ate my work until it became a miniature. Silly but well. What a creature. All right. Well, there. It's a bit silly but well. Let's see. Let's read it, Mickey, please.
Yes, sure. In my last adventure, I saw a great piece of architecture that I had read in my literature until I found a vulture which, due to the high temperature, ate my work until it became a miniature. What a creature! Creature.
a bit silly. But well, you're including all the words and trying to make sense of the of words that have the same ending. Let's see if
Okay.
you can try to do something like that, Mickey, please. Can you?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna write it and then I read to you, or I need
Yes,
to.
please. Yes, yes, yes. If you can write it and then send it to me.
Okay.
Bájate, bájate.
Mm. I need to use all the words, or
No, just a few of them, 7 or 8, or yeah, not all of them, Mickey. Just a
okay.
few. The
Well,
idea is to practice.
I almost finished then.
Okay, that's no problem. It's better.
I sent in the private chat or in the comments, and then you can see it. Or
Oh yes, please. Yes, or in WhatsApp, whatever is easier for you. I can pick them up.
Mm, I sent it in the private chat.
Pro chat here. Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. I just saw it. I'm gonna paste it here. Great. Thank you, Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'm pasting it in my last adventure. So again. All right, awesome. Let's read it. Can you read it, please, Mickey?
Yes, sure. Uh, my last adventure was fantastic. I went to San Miguel, and the colonial architecture that this place has is unbelievable. One time, while reading a bit of Mexican literature, I found out about the history of the place and the many sculptures that San Miguel owns. And seeing them in person makes the sculpture even more interesting. Apart from that, the temperature was perfect.
The temperature was perfect. Excellent. Very good. Great, great work. Well, you pronounce these words very well. It is a termination, it is a suffix that some people have problems with, but you're doing it great. So, well, excellent, Mickey. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much. Let's do a little bit review of the famous Incoterms that we have seen a number of times with a practical example. All right. So this is very interesting.
Mhm.
Let me just oh, copy this. And here we go. These are Incoterms used in a practical way. We have already talked about this.
Yeah.
Just a little review of the practical example. That's what is an addition to this. So let's see. Can you do the first one, please? It works.
Mhm.
Please.
X works. The seller delivers when they make the goods available at the premises or another named place. Example: a seller in China agrees to sell goods X works, meaning the buyer arranges and pays for all transportation.
Okay. One question about this, Mickey. When you do this type of transaction, how would you like to buy some products, simple products? I don't know, sneakers, um, lipsticks, or, I don't know, cosmetics. I'm sorry, cosmetics. In
Mhm.
China, X works. You need to do all the paperwork to export from China to import in Mexico, the transportation cost, the risk, everything. How would you like to do that?
Well, in my case, it is a little bit easier because the website where I buy normally those products makes all the process. So they in a way guarantee you that you're gonna receive the product, and it's easier because there are a lot of packages that are delivering to United States. So from United States to Mexico, it's easier to me to just import them and yeah, it is not so complicated because I think that the same website has their own, I would say like I don't know, agents, and they do all the process. So there's no uh, huge a huge problem or something very difficult to do. I don't consider.
All right, but in this case, X works means outside of the factory in China. That
Hmm.
means that they don't take care of the transportation or exportation cost or imports in Mexico.
Hmm.
But you need to do that or get an agent.
Yeah.
So you're in charge of the exporting of the Chinese product from China, permits and tariffs. For example, importing the drones and the GPS systems for leveling off the land in Mexico, this company that I'm teaching for, they have a little problem because of the classification of the products. For example,
Hmm.
where or how would you classify drones? How would you
To be honest,
classify land
I'm
leveling
not.
systems?
I'm not sure. I needed to. I need to search it, but uh, let me see.
Yeah, what type of classification would you assign to drones? Would you ascribe to drones as far as importing, right?
Mm, well, looking here, it depends of the type of drone too. If it's like for personal use or commercial drones, industrial drones, or military drones, or for the governmental use. I think that depending, right?
Well, yeah. The thing is that this company
Mm-hmm.
is having problems importing the drones from China because there is not a straightforward classification of these drones. They are industrial drones, but they are usually for agriculture. The end user would be the government.
Mm.
So that's exactly the problem. You're right.
Mhm. In that case, what they did?
They are paying taxes, very high taxes,
Mm. Yeah.
35%, I think, some cases.
Of
Yeah.
the total amount of the drone?
On the total amount, on the cost of the drone, if the drone, let's say a drone costs $50,000 in the US. Yeah, the system is expensive, right? And
Yeah.
that same drone costs $10,000 in China, 10 times less, which is good for them, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but they are having lots of problems importing because it's not straightforward. And well, that's a complication they have. So that is a problem of importing that they need to solve with a specialist. That's just that. But they're really good in the company. Well, these are the drones that they are using. Can you please read a little bit on what they do in the description, Mickey, please?
Yeah. Agriculture drones are used for crop monitoring, mapping, and spraying pesticides or fertilizers. They can provide farmers with valuable insights into crop health, irrigation needs, and yield estimation.
Yeah,
Mm,
the
yeah,
yield estimate. Yeah, the yield estimation is to give you an idea how many tons you can harvest for each specific crop. From radish, they went up to 20 tons per hectare, which was incredibly high. So that's
wow. Yeah, I think that one time I saw one of them, and I think that there are people who normally uh, owns those drones, and they rent it to the growers. And I think that the rent is depending of the drone or the amount of hectares. But one time I remember that per hour was no, it was per certain amount of hectares, and it was between 30,000 to 50,000, depending of the hectares that they rent you the drone. So it's expensive.
it is. Yes, it is expensive. Sometimes it is worth it because according to one of the salesmen over there,
Hmm.
they can save up to 30% of the water, of the irrigation water. So as we were saying,
With drones?
with the land leveling system, not necessarily with the drones, but with
Oh, yeah, I remember that you told me about it the
yeah,
last class. Yeah.
yeah. So that is a great saving of water, and that's something they would like to achieve. But well, that's something for the government to decide to make the agreement and purchase some equipment or suggest, or maybe including the technical specification of the growers to say,
But what
well,
is that?
you want, yeah, if you want to have a well to subtract water, you need to acquire one of these equipments. That
Hmm.
would be maybe something to save water.
Yeah.
Well, that's a possibility. Before we continue that topic, let's read some more of these Incoterms that you already know, but with a practical example, Mickey, please.
Hmm.
Number two.
FCA free carrier. The seller delivers the goods, cleared for export, to the carrier nominated by the buyer at the name placed. Example: a seller in Germany agrees to sell goods, free carrier at their warehouse. The buyer arranged for a truck to pick up the goods and transport them to the port.
Yeah. So in a way, is similar, but the carrier is already paid for. You,
Yeah.
you 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 arrange for a truck to pick up the goods and transport them, but it's including the price apparently, right?
Hmm.
And then we have this CIF, which is much better for you or for the person.
Cost, insurance, freight. The seller delivers the goods on board the vessel or procures?
Procures?
Yeah, procures the goods already so delivered. Example, a seller in Spain agrees to sell goods, cost insurance freight, to a buyer in the United States. The seller arranges for the goods to be loaded onto a ship, pays for insurance and freight to the port in the US.
In this case, what costs would you have to incur in the US, Mickey, if you were the importer or the buyer?
Mm, the costs?
Which costs? Yes, which costs? Which costs would the buyer have to bear? What costs do you bear? Do you incur?
Mm, if you're the buyer, mm, well, I think that the cost that the buyer pays includes the obviously the cost, the insurance and freight, but obviously the seller is like the one who takes the responsibility of the package in this case.
Yeah, but what happens when, okay, Mickey, here's your product in the port,
Mm-hmm.
in New York port, or no, if it's from the US, it's probably Los Angeles port.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, no. It comes from where? From Spain. From Spain. Yeah, it's in New York, in the port of New York.
New York.
Yeah, yeah, it comes from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you have to do? Which costs do you still need to cover in the US with the container in the port, New York?
Mm,
The import tax, maybe.
yeah, yeah, of course.
If it
Mm,
is very heavy, the offloading,
uh-huh.
right? You need to offload the container or the
Merchandise.
merchandise from the container. So that is renting a crane
Mm-hmm.
and paying for the maneuvers. They
Probably
have to,
the transportation that you need from, in this case, New York to the place that you are established.
yeah, exactly, absolutely. Transportation costs to the destination place. Um, Sometimes, if it is a big equipment, you need to place it on a pad. So, placing in a pad. This is for big equipment. Let's say a transformer, a generator, a turbine, a big turbine. So you need to place that equipment in a pad.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cost that you would have to incur to if this is the condition, CIF, right? Which can happen. I mean, they just charge extra for that.
Yeah.
All right, then another one which is also used is DAP.
Mm-hmm. VAP, deliver at place. The seller delivers when the goods are placed at the disposal of the buyer on the arriving means of transport. Example, a seller in France agrees to sell goods DAP to a buyer in Canada. The seller arranges for transportation and delivers the goods to the buyer's warehouse in Canada.
So that seems to make no problem, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
you deliver the goods at the buyer's premises, at the buyer's warehouse in Canada. That's simple. Probably the best. And the last one, free, it's not the last one, it's only the last one here.
Mm-hmm.
Free on board.
Yeah, free on board. The seller delivers the goods on board the vessel nominated by the buyer at the named port of shipment. Example, a seller in Japan agrees to sell goods free on board to a buyer in Australia. The seller arranges for the goods to be loaded onto a ship at a port in Japan.
Okay, what do you think of all these cinco terms, Mickey? Which one is better, more comfortable for you, or what would you choose and why? What would you choose and why?
Mm, probably I think that mm, the most convenient to the buyer could be the cost insurance freight. I think so.
Cost insurance rate. Okay.
Because in this case, well, the seller uh, arranged all the insurances, the transportation, and all stuff. So probably it would be better to the buyer to use this type of Incoterm in case that they agree that.
All right, yeah, makes total sense. Makes total sense. I think the last time you told me that you were importing some goods from China.
Mhm.
Um, do they come directly from China to Manzanillo, or they go to the U.S., or some of them go to the U.S., some of them go to to Manzanillo or a Mexican port? How is the process?
It goes to United States, and then from United States, uh, it crossed to Mexico. In this case, to Monterrey, and then just the delivery companies pass for the packages, and then they deliver directly to Amazon. So actually, I don't see the product. It just go from China to United States and United States to Monterrey, and then in this case DHL pass for the packagings for the packages, and that's all. And it is not too complicated because, funnily, I think that the way how this company manage the deliveries and the exports and all stuff is that they have a big amount of products. So I think that in a way they divide it with the different buyers in this case. And so probably I imagine that it's like probably in occasions one single like how do you say this? Um,
Importer, agent?
yeah, and probably just the costs are divided by the different buyers in this case. And for example, if it's a specific product, well, the amount of sales that this company has, it's huge. So that's how I
Okay.
imagine that they work.
Okay. Can I take a phone call from an uncle really quick,
Yes, sure.
Mickey?
Yeah, don't
Just a
worry.
second. I'm sorry. This is a very unusual phone call
No
from
worries,
an
sure.
uncle. He's 86, almost 87 years old.
Wow.
He's the one who was living in the building that is in there in legal dispute with the family, and he
Mm.
went to a hotel,
Uh-huh.
a very modest and economic hotel, and they just stole his wallet
Oh
in the
my.
hotel with his money and his cards. So now he's having severe problems now. Well, imagine. They say from Guatemala to what the worse, what the bill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably I don't know if he has their cards linked to an app in his cell phone. Probably he can block from there. Or if not, probably call directly to the bank, right?
He already went to the bank, but they need two witnesses to
Mm.
to make sure. Oh, another call. Give me just a second. I mean, this is the last
That's
one.
don't worry.
So,
Don't worry.
sorry, Mickey. That was the friend, my friend, who was wondering how about everything. But I told her that they just stole my uncle's wallet, and now he needs a witness in the bank. But yeah, the smartest thing is to block the cards from your cell phone.
Yeah, but I know that not all people have these apps in their cell phone, and most
Yeah,
people who probably is a little bit older, they're not get used to use those apps. I think so.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yes, teacher. But if you need to go, don't worry. We can recover
No,
the
no, no,
class.
no. That's gonna be tomorrow. I told him that I needed to do that. We can do that tomorrow.
Ah, okay. But there's no problem if they use their cards or how they manage
No,
that.
because he's in the bank. He's calling from the bank, and they tell him that they are blocking the cards, but they just need witnesses. I don't know why witnesses, because they have the well cards. No, he doesn't have anything anymore, and the
Mm.
fingerprints don't work. Maybe
Oh.
because the fingertips are worn out. When you become older,
Mhm.
the skin becomes blurred, so they blur your fingerprints. So they become used. I mean, there's no way for you lose your fingerprints when you become older. And the same thing happened to my mom. She was trying to identify herself in some place for the
Mhm.
passport, I think,
Mhm.
but somehow people lose their fingerprints.
Mhm. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so it's well, theft is becoming a serious thing. Now they don't respect anyone anywhere.
Sorry, teacher, could you repeat it?
Yeah, now theft has become a serious thing, a common thing everywhere.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's horrible. Yeah, yeah, we need to take attention to that and be so careful because, well, it happens to you now, to your uncle. I don't know. I think that in a way, living in a city where there are robberies almost every day and unfortunately violence, it makes you feel stressful in occasions. I prefer to don't go out of the streets because I feel like unsafe or always I'm checking if one motorcycle is near from me or if something weird happens. And I don't know, probably this is stress in a long term. It affects our health too.
Yeah, you're under constant stress, so you don't feel relaxed anymore anywhere.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's a pity, like, truly, it's a real pity. And what can you do? I mean, I'm happy that my daughters emigrated. Well, Sofia went to Querétaro, Minerva went to Pittsburgh, but my mom's still here. My friend's here. What, how can you? I think people need to find a way to adapt themselves to protect yourself and your belongings. And on the other hand, how can you work a little bit socially to improve society, to clean it up a little bit? Is that possible? I don't know. That is a possible effort to do yourself. You need to act collectively as a
Mhm.
collectivity.
Yeah, I think so too. Because, well, you can do like changes in your life, but probably those changes wouldn't affect directly to the problem. I think so, but yeah, well, what can we do is take our uh, pre precautions. How do you say? Uh,
Prevention, yes, prevention.
Precautions. Yeah. So that will be like the nearest solution in a way.
Yeah, that is true. Well, let's thank you, Mickey. Thanks for
Yes, sure.
understanding.
Thank you. Hmm.
Let's follow a process in which you are importing goods from China, which I find absolutely fantastic. Let's very quickly, very succinctly, how it is done or how it should be done. So goods go from China to the US, right? It's the first step.
Yeah.
And then you say that they go from the US to Monterrey
In
in
this case,
Mexico.
yeah, in Monterrey because there's an import agency that imports the products from the United States to Monterrey, and their offices are in Monterrey. So that's why DHL then passed for the packages in this office in Monterrey, and yeah, it goes. They send it directly to Amazon.
And then you make the sale, and that sale goes from Monterrey to the final destination, or how is that?
Um, well, the way how Amazon works, and I think that the majority of e-commerce companies is that they take their products and go directly to their how to say, like,
Warehouse?
warehouses. Yeah. And then when there's a purchase, obviously Amazon has all the information of the buyer. In this case, they deciding which type of delivery the buyer wants, if the quickly, if probably another date, and then the money it doesn't go directly to me. It goes to the in this case to Amazon, and then it is because they give you like a protection to the buyer in this case, that if the product, they don't like the product, or the product was in other conditions, well, the buyer has like this protection of their money.
Okay.
And yeah, then after 2 weeks I received the payment of each product that I sell in Amazon.
Wow, that is amazing. Truly
Yeah.
amazing. So it is in a way an investing project, more or less, is it? Because it's more or less safe. I don't want to say that it's risky because if you're working with Amazon, apparently it should be safe and looks fabulous, Mickey. But I don't know if it is more or less safe. What do you think? What's your perspective? You're feeling?
Yeah, I would say that it's safe. At the beginning, I think that you really need to learn a lot of terms, a lot of rules that Amazon have, and then I think that the hardest part will be like searching the good products to sell, because obviously you can buy something, but you don't know if it's gonna be sell it, or if it's gonna be popular or not. So I think that, that will be like the hardest part. And in occasions, like the other time that I told you that they lost, in this case the DHL lost my package, so I needed to recover all the invoices. I needed to show to Amazon that I really purchased those products and that I really sent those products. And probably in in those situations, you can spend a little bit more of time because you don't receive the money instantly. But in a way, I think that if you have all the invoices and you have your um, the places that you normally purchase your products are established and everything is legal, I think that that will be a solution to have an extra income. Yeah,
Yeah,
and obviously
because
the income that you're gonna receive depends of the money that you invest on those products.
I see. The return on investment, which are the ROE, return on
Mhm.
investment, return on investment, must be in the range of what, 5, 20, 30, 50. Is it a good return or is modest according to your
Mm,
opinion? Because you're in different businesses now. So is it worth it or is a good entertainment? Maybe you can grow. How's your perspective on this type of business? It sounds very interesting.
yeah, it is. Well, obviously depending of the product, but if I would say like an average, probably. Uh, well, I realize that the products that normally we purchase are too expensive in comparison to the original price. For example, these makeup products I purchased at probably 30, 40 Mexican pesos, and then after taxes and after all the logistics and all stuff, are sold between 360 to 400 pesos. So probably after taxes, you receive 100, 120 pesos in the case of this product. And probably it is not too much, but if you sell, normally those are packages of 100 to 150 pieces. So if you sell probably per day 10 pieces, that is not difficult in Amazon. Well, 100 in this case, let's close it in 100 per 10 just from one product are 1,000 pesos of profit. So yeah, I would say that it's a good way to get money, and it doesn't take you too much time in comparison with like the traditional jobs or office jobs. I think so.
Wow, it is incredible. It is incredible. Yeah, of course. But what counts, what is really worthy here is the knowledge, all the experience that you are acquiring, that you have acquired. You could actually, if you wanted, just an idea, start a buffet in which you instruct or teach or train people to do this job, and you teach them how to do it, and you charge them something that you consider good, because this knowledge that you already have, that you have been acquiring little by little, little by little, working on this, and this lateral knowledge, lateral businesses, this is providing you with a unique experience, and
Yeah.
so that's a very, very high value. Just an idea, of course, it's up to
Yeah,
you.
actually, it was something that I was thinking like 1 month ago, and one cousin that he is working in Uber Eats, so he's delivering food and all stuff. He asked me of what I was doing because, well, he noticed that probably I had like a new cell phone and my other car and all stuff, and he was like asking himself what I was doing, and
Yeah,
then
of course.
I explained to him that, and yeah, he wants to learn how Amazon works, and I'm gonna. I don't know if it's a little bit low. Probably it's a little bit low, but we say that there was gonna be like 10 classes, 10 sessions, and the cost per session will be of 600 pesos per 1 hour. So that will be like an extra income, and in a way, I think that I can learn more because I need to inform myself from other things, and then those things explain it to him. So yeah, it's something that I've been thinking, and some friends they asked me too how I've been doing that, and probably that could be another income, and at the same time, I'm learning new things too.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Because then they can come up with interesting questions. They can ask you, well, what about this situation? You say, well, oh, I never thought of that. And that's something new for you to also grow and develop yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's a great idea. It would be a great idea to, yeah, to offer guidance, to offer mentorship or tutorship on. This seems to be a very, very interesting project on business. And people, I know people who are investing money in dubious, in my opinion, dubious projects like the coins, the bitcoins, or I think they are dubious not because they are dubious, because I think they are, is my perception. Minerva was investing in bitcoins for a while. She managed to have 30, 40, 50,000 pesos there. Then one day the market dropped and she lost the money. And then what happened? Well, so she made it grow from 3 to 5,000. That was the initial investment. Then it grew to 20. Then it grew to 30 or 40. And then one day she had lost all the money. I said, "But how can you lose all the money?" Yeah, that's what they told me. I said, "Oh, it's crazy." And this seems to be wiser or better, a better business, Mickey.
Yeah, well, something that I realized is that normally the people who who have more money have like this traditional, like traditional business. I have seen people who has, well, one friend of my dad, he owns like a franchise of a packaging company,
A what?
and
Information company?
like
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't remember the name, but I think that it's called Red Pack. It's the same. They deliver packages and they
Ah,
receive.
Red Pack. I know Red Pack. So it's owned by one of your dad's friends?
One franchise, I think that he has one here in Plaza Fiesta. That
Okay.
franchise is from a friend of my dad, and are like traditional businesses. And normally, I think that in occasions, normally just those traditional businesses evolve in with technology, but at the same is at the end, I think that is the same, right? For
Yeah.
example, Amazon. Well, in a way like reselling products and resell. We have seen that since years and years and years ago. So um, I don't think so that probably people's gonna be rich investing in Bitcoin and all stuff because it's so volatile in a way.
It
So
is.
probably the money that you invest there is the money that doesn't affect you if you lose all the money or if you get a lot of profit of that. Well, that's wonderful, but there must be an amount of money that you don't. Well, that if you in case that you lose, you wouldn't be like affected. I think so.
Exactly right. Yeah. But in a business like this one that you are following, that you are developing, or that you're growing or learning, this would be something good for people who really want to acquire some expertise, and they can actually grow fast. I would say that people, if people devote the time, or why do you think you have become successful in this business, Mickey, in the importing things from China and selling through Amazon?
Mm, yeah, I would say that it's mm, probably it's not something like from one day to other, but it is a process, and I think that it's a process that could be in a way like measured. I would say that people could grow selling not just in Amazon, Mercado Libre, and if they have, for example, their own website with a traffic amount of people who normally goes to those websites, they receive a lot of money, and obviously they save the amount of taxes that you pay to Amazon and that Amazon costs you for use the platform because that's the advantage of using Amazon is the amount of traffic of people, you know. But yeah, I would say that it's probably not too easy at the beginning, but then when you get this expertise, I think that it's something scalable and a new income. I think that will be a good extra income to everyone.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, this would be looks great, Mickey, for what you're doing, but I know that it's not built by itself, right? Somebody's building it. You are
Yeah,
building the business, and you are like adding layers, like building a house. Like you build the first layer, the second layer, the third layer, and that makes the whole structure stronger.
yeah.
And it takes time. Yeah, but well, impressive, Mickey. Very, very good. So the
Thank
first
you.
thing that they say, yeah, congratulations, very good. Uh, when you import from China to Mexico, apparently the first thing that you need to do is to do the market research and supplier selection. How do you choose the suppliers from China? How do you do the market research and
Well, yeah.
supplier selection?
Well, I need to do big a big research because there are a lot of websites, but the first time that you purchase, you don't know if it's a real website or not. So I was searching on YouTube, on different websites. I was comparing the prices too because there were, different prices from the same product. And then at the first time, I tried with little packages just to see if they really send me the product. And
Okay, okay.
then depending of the delivery
Response?
companies, the responsibles that they have, and all stuff. Uh, that's how I decided to the websites, or in this case, the pages that I use for purchase those products and import to Mexico. Because in occasions, one website has a better price of one, but in other case, the other price is better in another website. So I try to mix. I use three websites. I try to mix them, and that's all.
Wow, incredible. There is a second aspect which normally takes place in this type of projects, which is the negotiation and contracting. How do you do that? Through the cell phone, through internet? Obviously, I think it is in English. How do you carry out these negotiations?
Yeah, everything was in English because, well, in China, I suppose they speak English too, or at least they use the translation, the translate. Obviously, I think that they speak English. At the beginning, you need to have like a membership in those websites because, in a way, they want to protect one the buyers that they purchase their products in those places to don't. How can I say this? Like fluctuate in a way the prices because, for example, if you buy it and normally the sellers have a specific price and then you go and sell the same product with a lower price, well, it will affect to all the buyers and in consequence to the place who is selling those products. So at the beginning they ask you for in this case for your own e-commerce, your website, or if you have like e-commerce store in Mercado Libre, Amazon, they request you the link of your store, and they analyze the products that you have. So in this case, I had sell other makeup products, so that's why they accepted me in their website. But I have seen people who were rejected for the same reason that they don't was selling like those makeup products, and probably
Oh,
they can't believe that I don't know that they're gonna sell it another price or just to protect their buyers. But yeah, that was the first step, and everything was in English and through email at the beginning.
oh, wow, incredible! That's really,
Yeah.
really, really amazing. Well, another aspect that they normally carry out is the export procedures, right, in China. And it says that supplier in China will handle export procedures. They mention three documents, which I'm sure that you already know and manage, besides licenses, which are the commercial invoice, the packing list, and the certificate of origin. What is your take? What is your opinion or your comment about these three documents, Mickey? How important are they? How important are these documents, Mickey? The commercial
Yeah.
invoice, packing list, and
Uh, well, all those documents are important because, in a way, in case that you need to demonstrate that you really purchase this product, well, the commercial invoice is gonna help you in that. Actually, the other time I was asking to my accountant that if I purchase a product in the United States or in China, if the invoice could be like I don't know how to say it, like deduced if it's from
deductible,
the
deducted.
and she told me that it's different because obviously they don't have like the information that we have in Mexico and they don't do the invoices at the same way that we do the invoice here in Mexico. But she told me the one example that it was one of her clients who purchased all the products from China, and then the well, SAT in this case asked them to see the different invoices, and just because she had the invoices of all the purchases that this person have done, they didn't uh, how to say like
Fine.
find him. Yeah. So in a way, I think that having a commercial invoice it gives you like a security in a way. So it is important. Obviously, the certificate of origin because it shows from the what is the origin of the product. Um, and well, packing list in this case, what is the function, teacher? I'm not sure.
The certificate of origin. It
No,
shows
the
the
packing list.
packing list. Well, all the elements that are included in the freight. When you are shipping something from one place to another, well, I say a transformer. Well, a transformer, yeah, but what does it contain? Well, it contains the tank, it contains the oil, the container, the bushings, all the different elements which can be accessories. For example, okay, I'm shipping a car, all right, and the wheels, yeah, the wheels are also there. How about the tools? Okay, the tools, the jack to change a wheel, yeah, of course, some spare wheels. So additional elements can also
Mhm.
be, there's not only one element, there can be many more elements which can be accessories to the main product that you're purchasing, Mickey.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, of course.
Or you can buy three different products. Well, I'm importing cosmetics from China. Really? Yeah. What is the packing list? Okay. The packing list is this. Packing list is three lipsticks, which I think I
Mhm.
written like that. Five blushes,
Yeah.
10 whatever, I don't know.
But in this
10.
case, wouldn't be like, well, I think that the commercial invoice normally shows the packing list, right?
Yeah, the packing list normally is shown without prices. It's like the commercial invoice without prices.
Ah, okay.
That's
Yeah.
basic, right?
Hmm.
And sometimes you can say packing list, one car and accessories. I'm sure the invoice. One car, one car, one car and accessories. And you don't show the whole, you don't display the whole list, just car and accessories. Okay, well, that's in the invoice, but in the packing list, what are the accessories? Oh, the accessories. Well, so in the packing list, I
Mm.
show one car, one jack, two spare wheels or one spare wheel, etc. You are more specific in the packing list,
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Hmm.
all right? Well, that is the export for, and then we have the shipping and freight forwarding. You forward freight, and I don't know if that decision is yours. Shipping and freight forwarding. Who's the forwarder company or the forwarding company that's gonna ship your product? You decide on that, or who decides on that?
Normally, the websites, I imagine that they have like their contracts to the different freight companies. Um, but not just I received the, in this case, for example, when they send it the product, I received the tracking list, and occasions I receive it from the DHL or UPS. So I think that they have like different freight companies contracts. I would imagine.
I see. Oh, that's amazing. And then you have to clear customs in Mexico. You need to clear customs, which I believe Amazon does in Monterrey. You don't need to do this procedure, which can be tedious as well.
Hmm.
Clearing customs seems easy, but sometimes, as I was mentioning with the drones from this company, maybe it's not so easy because of the classification of the product. What do you think about this customs clearance in Mexico?
Yeah, well, in my case, the good part is that Amazon does the different processes to the custom currency. I know that, for example, if I change from the, now I'm a physical person, I don't know how to say it. I think that if I change to what's the name? Moral person.
Yeah, well, you become a company.
Yeah, uh, that will be a way in how I can uh, deduct the different expenses that I have. But in this case, now that I'm learning, I would say that it's better to just continue the way I'm doing because, to be honest, I'm not pretty informed about accountability and just my accountant does all the different how you say. Mm,
Transactions, import, or reports.
yeah, the reports.
I
And
see.
just when I import a product from the United States to Mexico, I pay the 16%. I think that is the IVA in this case,
Yeah, the value added tax.
value added tax. Yeah, and that's all.
Okay, that's well. That's really really good. Looks like you're doing okay with the taxes, and then
Yeah.
sometimes I don't know with cosmetics. Looks like
Hmm.
very harmless product.
Yeah,
Not the same importing this importing cosmetics as importing arms, right, or weapons.
of course.
Compliance with regulations. Do they have a lot of regulations, or which are the regulations with these cosmetics? Do they have a lot? Not many.
To be honest, I think that not many because I I didn't have any type of problem, so I would say that it's not. It's like harmful,
Okay, harmless.
harmless. Sorry, yeah,
I'm sorry,
harmless.
that's my wrong, my bad. Harmless. I'm sorry, I put harmful. It's the opposite, harmless.
Yeah, yeah, it's harmless.
You need to make sure that these products have harmless chemicals. If any of them has harmful products, then they will tell you, hey, Mickey, these products cannot be imported into Mexico because they have chromium, they have arsenide, they have some type of harmful product. If they're
Hmm.
harmless, the compliance with regulations will be easy.
Yeah.
What have you seen with this?
Mm, well, one time uh, I had import. It was like oh, the name of the product was Citracal, and I think that it was citrato de calcio. To be honest, I don't know how to say it in English. uh, but
Cosmocyte.
it, in this case, normally Amazon have like the coffee regulations. So if one product has something that it is not according to the coffee price, they just eliminate the listing, in this case the listing of the product, and they sell me the products that I send back to my house. And in occasions, depending of the product, if it's an specific how can I say it, like ingredient or element, and it was so harmful, they can deactivate my my account, and that's all.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I need to be so cautious about it because it had happened to people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it looks like the product that you were trying to import is really useful and really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you would care to read it, please, Mickey. Can you?
Yeah. Um, Calcium citrate is a calcium supplement commonly used to support bone health and prevent osteoporosis. It is a form of calcium that is more easily absorbed by the body compared to other calcium supplements like calcium carbonate. Calcium citrate is made by combining calcium carbonate with citric acid, resulting in a compound that can be readily absorbed in the acidic environment of the stomach. Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah, it was this product. I think that the producer was Bayer, and in the United States it's available. You can purchase in, I think, almost every, how say, drugstore. But here in Mexico, it was something that the Cofepris don't allow, and that's why they they just eliminate the listing and they send me back the products. Actually, I have the products here. Formerly, it was
really.
just 30 products, the products that I purchased from this listing. But yeah, I don't remember. I think that it exceed the amount of one specific element that in this moment I don't remember. And just for that reason, they reject the listing and they send me back the product.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah.
Looks like a good product. Many people here in Mexico suffer from osteoporosis, and that might be good to sell in Mexico. I don't know if you would dare to, or you would like to sell in Mexico, but we are suffering in the pharmaceutical industry. We suffer monopolistic practices and overpricing,
Yeah.
and like in everything else, right? We don't have
Hmm.
enough suppliers, enough buyers. There is always the monopoly.
Yeah.
And when you want to give them an extra concession, it's in the collusion with the government. So they say, well, yeah, but that is my friend. That's one more, right? So there is really no free market as they claim. So there is no such thing as a free market, I don't think, in
Yeah.
many elements, in many things. So
Mhm.
why not trying this? Well, I'm curious because it gives a very good description, and
Yeah,
it's
it is, and it's one of the best sellers of Bayer in the United States because obviously I did my research and all the stuff. And at the beginning, they let me list the product to Amazon, and then just like 2 weeks after I was selling them, actually I sold like 5 or 6 pieces in 1 week. So it was like, oh, it was a good product to sell. And then they sent me the notification that I needed to remove the listing because according to the coffee price, I don't remember exactly the rule because they sent me all stuff. The product exceed the amount of a specific component at this moment I remember, and yeah, they send me back the products. And the bad thing that is not too easy to sell because, for example, in Facebook I cannot post it because I cannot sell it because they think that it's like medicine. So in a way, it is forbidden to sell in Facebook.
okay.
And in Mercado Libre, you cannot sell like these type of products because you need to have the. I think that is like a letter of the company and the cover price that says that the same as Amazon. So will
Okay.
be the same. So probably the only way to sell it would be like
Among
uh,
friends,
among friends or family and
family.
friends of friends. I think so.
Right. Well, why not try like that?
Yeah.
But but you need to be careful too because if it's a forbidden product from a priest, you will do it under the water according to the Mexican laws. Although it's perfectly allowable, perfectly permissible in the U.S. you still need to be careful and check with an attorney or with obviously with the family. But I would say
Yeah,
that you still need to be careful, even if it's a great product, like it looks like to be a great product.
yeah, yeah. It is true. Yeah, that's why. Obviously, I was trying to start at the beginning, but then I realized that probably will be a, a biggest problem if I sell it in, like as you say, underwater. So I'm still thinking, how can I sell it? And obviously, the best way is that if I sell something, go directly to the doctor and say that if it is good or not to
Right.
their disease or to their health. I think so.
Or maybe get in contact with some doctors, tell them, hey, Mr. Doctor, I got this. This is forbidden in Mexico for this reason. Is allowed or is permitted in the US. And you sell it and you give me my money and my commission, whatever. You make the deal. You know how to do that.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Probably I'll do that.
Okay, Mickey. Well,
I'll let you know.
excellent. Very interesting conversation. Great thing what you're doing. Congratulations and
Thank you,
good
teacher.
management of the language too, Mickey.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was great. Thank you for your time, teacher. And when can we have the next class, teacher? Do you let me know?
Maybe I was thinking maybe Thursday, right? Thursday is better than Friday, I think. Would that be
Yeah,
okay?
probably.
Thursday.
I don't know if well, the next Thursday is gonna be my birthday, so
Ah,
probably I don't know if I go to for a breakfast with my family. I'm not sure. But
okay.
can I confirm you on Wednesday? And if not, can we have the class on Friday if it is possible for you?
Yeah, if it is possible, absolutely. Okay. Well, congratulations, because you're going to turn what? 23, 24,
2023. Yes, sir.
23. Incredible. Very nice. Okay, Mickey. Well, congratulations ahead of time. And I send you a message on Thursday, anyways.
Thank you very much, teacher. Yeah, take care and have an excellent week.
You too. See you, Mickey.